violence, especially up north. Well, as governments at all levels are seeking solutions, some Nigerians have come up with propositions, including amnesty for bandits. With that, federal government has ruled out completely, but the talk has not ceased. So this morning, we're looking at that, amnesty for bandits. That's what we're looking at. And in the studio is Mr. RAHMON OLU-OYENEYE, a public analyst. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning once again, Mr. RAHMON. So, looking at, bandits and, amnesty issue. First of all, I want you to give us an overview of, what's amnesty about.
Well, thank you very much. Good morning once again to our viewer. While talking about that amnesty in Nigeria, I think it has become something else. Because I could vividly remember it was our late president, Musa Yar'Adua, that started the program with the Niger Delta militants during that time. And I think his intention is to make sure all these youths that couldn't find something to be doing were captured, were given something done by the federal government that time. But unfortunately, I think looking at the matter holistically now, the thing has been mismanaged. Now coming back to banditries, if a proposal is coming from the federal government to have an amnesty for the bandits, I think is something else.
The federal government has ruled that out completely, but we still have some stakeholders, especially Sheikh Ahmad Gumi,
yes,
has been so vocal about that yes, bandits should be given amnesty. Yes. I mean, two cases here,
yeah,
are they comparable? Because the example has always been in 2009, Niger Delta militants yes, were given amnesty. Why not bandits? I mean, talking from the angle of Sheikh and some northern governors advocating bandits. So, I mean, advocating amnesty for bandits rather. So are these two cases comparable?
Definitely they are not comparable. Definitely they are not comparable. The reason is that, number one, looking at the intention of late Musa Yar'Adua for getting amnesty for Niger Delta, they were underused. The fact was that time it was observed, it was resolved that Niger Delta were not properly taken care of, despite the fact that we are getting crude oil, we are getting all those things from the place. That is, the allocation given to them is not properly used that time, which makes their youths to be misbehaving, makes their youth to start kidnapping all these foreigners and some other things. That was well understood that time. And I think even amnesty, they brought them together and started giving them all this skilled work. It's not that they are just giving them money at the end of the day. However, I said it was mismanaged. But for banditry, it's a different thing entirely. Looking at it literally, what is the meaning of banditry? Looking at it literally, that is, anybody can just come up and start to be bandits. People that are misbehaving, people that are doing what is not good in the society. All this abduction, kidnapping, all those things. Those are the bandits. I think because my question is that we should ask, is there any difference between bandits and Boko Haram? Are they same? Are they different? That's another question to be asked. Because all these things, I was watching one thing on here 3 days ago, when that girl, Aisha, or something like that, from Zamfara State, said, having spent 2 weeks in the bush with the kidnappers, she was bold enough to ask them that, you people, what do you really want? And they said they want federal government to give them shelter, to give them food, to give them everything, that they have promised all these things during the election period. And when the federal government are not turning up to the promises, that was the reason why they started kidnapping. The girl was interviewed. I think it was on Channels Television. She was interviewed and she said she asked them, and she was pleading, the girl was pleading to the federal government that federal government should please, attend to these people because they suffered a lot. He said they drink dirty water, all those things. Secondly, looking at one of these boys from Jangibe school, that Jangibe site in Zamfara, having rescued them, one said, we saw the father of one of our classmates among the bandits. If you could remember. So what are we talking about? It means these bandits are even, they are communals. They are people who are living together. They live together, they do everything together before they turn to be a bandit. So what are they talking about? The first is that I think the northern governors should come together to realize that there is problem, security problem in their area. Because if you can be living together as one, and at the end of the day you turn to be a bandit, you come to my house the following day and kidnap me. You go to my son or my daughter's school the following day and kidnap them and ask for the ransom and started dialoguing with the state government, then something is wrong. So how would they be saying they want amnesty for those things? No. The proper thing is for the federal government to look into this matter holistically. It's getting out of hand. The fact remains that it's not that those people could not know them. I could remember our president, Muhammadu Buhari, traveled to his hometown 2-3 months ago, going to 2 months now. And when Buhari was in this town, the school children were kidnapped. And you could remember the state governor was even saying, don't worry, we'll get them back. What is the meaning of having kidnapped them and they will now say we'll start a dialogue? We'll go and meet them and they will bring them back. Well, are they trying to play on our intelligence?
Mr. OYENEYE, looking at one of the headlines on the front page of the Daily Sun this morning, it reads, Gumi replies, Khan says no peace for Nigeria without amnesty for bandits. So should this be taken with a pinch of salt?
Gumi should, no peace if they didn't give them amnesty. Gumi should be, that statement is a threatening statement. With due respect, I think Gumi should be summoned. I don't want to use the word arrest. Should be summoned for such statements. What are you talking about? Are you telling us that a bandit is something that we should be joyful of? How would it happen? Sincerely, I told you they knew each other. I said one interviewer, one of those boys, all these small boys of primary school, secondary school, said, we saw the father of my classmate among the bandits. What is it talking about? Which means they know each other. They know themselves. Why did they now turn it? Well, I want us to go back to Nuhu Ribadu's report. It's very sensitive. If you could remember, Nuhu Ribadu was saying it that all these bandits were used during the election. He said it. It's not warning what Nuhu Ribadu said it. They were used during the election, and it was because the federal government could not meet up to the task again that they turned to be all these things. Presidency has not replied to what Nuhu Ribadu said all this while. The presidency has not denied that. Because all these things, it's somehow. It's somehow. Amnesty. We are talking of herdsmen, farmer in this side of the country now. And over there, amnesty. All the southern Kaduna, they did not enjoy themselves again. Zamfara did not enjoy themselves again. Niger State, nothing there again. Katsina State, why? Even Kano State has closed down all the boarding schools. What are we talking about? Coming to the education system. Some students are going to school now, while some were shut down in this same country. That they are going to write WAEC same time. That they are going to write NECO same time. What are we talking about? I think it calls for state of emergency. State of emergency. It calls for emergencies to be declared in those places. Bandit has come to something else. Look at the president was now telling, he was saying it, is it not David yesterday, that they should shoot them. Any bandit that has a AK-47 should be shot. What's the meaning? Well, I'm with you.
Okay, well, you're saying that you're fully against, amnesty.
Definitely.
For any form of, bandits, maybe Boko Haram or anybody that is disturbing the peace of the country. But then when you say, okay, it should be looked at holistically, can you, give us more, can you give us like specifics? When you say, okay, should be looked at holistically, what is the main way out right now? Because yes, we have heard that some of these people are part of the locals in the areas, according to what you have said right now. But then, what are the pinpoint? What should the federal government itself really do, pinpointing those things out?
Thank you very much. That was a very good question. But the first thing is that I want us to have it at the back of our mind. All the Nigerians that arranging or getting amnesty for the bandits are not the right thing to do, number one. Number two, getting the way out. We have to commend those that are doing it. I'm sorry to have said this. We have to commend the state governor, Ogun State Governor, Prince Dakwa Abiodun. Look at what he did the day before yesterday. I think on Monday, getting van, getting motorcycle, call it JSIS. At least for them to, all these herdsmen and farmers, something, to face it. The Commissioner of Police was there yesterday or day before yesterday to arrange everybody to be there. That is, they observed that a special squad should be arranged for such in that area, because we could imagine what the herdsmen are doing for our people at Ayetoro Yewa side. It's absurd. It's absurd. So something of such should be done at the northern part of the state.
So you're saying that there should be community policing?
Definitely.
So you're saying that policing should be decentralized from the federal government,
so
and decentralized fully, where we only have, state police in all states, or we should have working together?
Well, we are in democracy. If it were a military system of government, all those things could be done fast. But the military, it will take procedure. But at least we are talking of Amotekun in this side now. In fact, despite the fact that we are having Amotekun, look at what the governor of the state has done now. All those state governors should do that. Sincerely, we have to give it to the governor of Borno State, Babangida Zulum. He is doing his best. We have to give it to the man. So if other governors in the northern part of the state can copy him to tackle these security challenges that we are having, it's abnormal. I would just say, if you at least we take children to schools to be in boarding so that they will face their study very well. How will you not be feel free that my student is in school now, is in boarding? The next thing is that your child has been kidnapped. They will not be asking for ransom. The state government will not be telling the parents, don't worry, we'll get your children back, It's not normal. It's not too good.
Okay, well, when you talk about community policing, you know that to a large extent, yes, in this part of the world, when we are having that, the use of technology is important. Do you think the states can afford to have, all those probably area drones to be able to, or the satellite imaging to be able to, look for areas where these bandits are in, or it's still going to be afforded by the federal government?
It can be afforded. Let me give you an example. I think today is Friday. On Wednesday or Thursday, they have FEC meeting, and we had the amount of money approved by the FEC for the purchase of fire equipment. It was declared by the Minister of Interior, Rauf Aregbesola. We know the amount of money marked for works and housing that was declared by Babatunde Raji Fashola. All this, they have this money. All these gadgets could be bought. The money the state governments are having their security votes, that they should get it to secure the lives of property. I used to say it. The first thing as a governor, as a president, even as a chairman of a local government, your first aims and objective is to secure the lives and properties. That's the first thing. By the time you secure that, you now know what is the next thing to do. I think I have to say it with due respect. The state governors are not securing their lives and properties. How some people, and the fact remains that governors, all these people cannot say that they don't know all these bandits. Okay, I should ask you, who are those they are discussing with? Who are those that they are dialoguing with?
Well, for example, the Niger State governor came out to say that one of the repentant Boko Haram members were the one helping them dialogue with this bandits.
And when they are dialoguing with them, why can't they ask them to stop that kidnapping? When they kidnap 235 students here today, they will dialogue, they will give them back. In the next 1 or 2 weeks, they will go to another school and kidnap. What is the meaning? Or they will go to another state and kidnap. What's the meaning? What are they trying to do?
Mr. Ine,
sir,
the state governors, because we look at the security architecture, it's not fully in their hands. Security has not been decentralized. We have this centralized structure. Basically, so will you blame them?
They are to be blamed. The reason is that the state governor is the chief security officer of the state. They are to be blamed. You know, everybody will say it. Look at Governor Ayodele Fayose will say it that I am the governor of my state. You should be able to protect the lives and properties in your state. Are you getting me? Let it be properly declared. As a state governor, you should be able to know all the nooks and crannies in your state. You should be able to know, okay, what is it? I said it now. It's not that because it's my state, we have to give it to Governor Dapo Abiodun. Would Dapo Abiodun be waiting for federal government to come and handle Yewa side for Yewa issue, hence Ben and something? Will Seyi Makinde wait for them before you go to all this place, Igongo side? Seyi Makinde will not wait. They have to take the action immediately. You know, the fact remains that, you know, this security problem it can happen. It is coming to this part of the country too now. As a southwestern now, can you just drive on the road? What of if you see, we are afraid to travel at night? That kidnap. In fact, during Xmas period, someone called me from Kaduna State that day. What the kidnapper are even saying now is that take your bandits in your boot. I mean, your ransom should be in your boot. Immediately you were kidnapped like this, just tell them that the ransom is in the boot, just go and take it so that they will free you immediately. Hey, look at the life we are living in Nigeria again. That is, as much as we are traveling, with it, you know, when you travel in this country, we have so many far places that as you are going, make sure you put your ransom in your boot. So that immediately you were taken by the kidnapper like this, just tell them, sorry, the ransom is in the boot, so release me and go. For how long will you live such life?
But then, okay.
How will you now rate fight against banditry, especially up north? Because, for example, Zamfara State Governor, Katsina State Governor, and other governors, you know, in the northern parts of Nigeria that believe so much in negotiation, they will tell you that they've done almost everything possible. They've worked in tandem with security agencies, aimed at forestalling this crisis, and nothing seemed to be coming forth. So a reason why it became so open, you know, to negotiation, that perhaps if they could just, you know, negotiate with them, maybe they will be able to stem the tide of the banditry, abduction, and so on. So does it look as if federal government could nip this in the bud on time?
My brother, they have to do it on time. I think I said we are talking about lives and property. We are talking about life. It must be properly done. The reason is this. Look at, we are having an example here. Despite the fact that some of it are politicalized, we should know that one. But despite that, I think they will still have one or two good aims in doing this. Look at this Oyo State yesterday, day before yesterday now. Oyo State governor had meeting with the Kwara State governor. Because the information now is that some of the henchmen chased away from Oyo State are now going back to Kwara State. They said they have taken over almost 11 villages in Kwara State now. And to some extent, you know, Oyo State share boundary with Kwara State. So the governor has to come together, and same thing should be done at the northern part of the country. All these governors that share boundaries together should come together, should sit down, have a very good security meetings, call all their security chiefs, come down, discuss, find solution, lasting solution to this bandit problem. It's not the amnesty that should be discussing now. They should sit down and see that, it's a big challenge. It's a big problem. For us to be, why would that happen? You just wake up one day, go and kidnap people and be asking for ransom. It's not done. It's not done.
But now, federal government has said bandits bearing AK-47 should be shot.
Should be shot
at sight.
Yes.
And yes, it has become, well, criticisms have continued to trail that. Some believe, won't this be open to abuse?
Definitely. Well, you know, this is normal. When someone is holding AK-47, what is AK-47? It's a gun. What is he going to use it to do? Is he going to start shooting sky? No. Means that person also is armed. So you that is confronting the person that is armed should also be armed to tackle him. So there is nothing wrong in saying any bandit that has AK-47 should be shot. There is nothing wrong. But you know the problem we have with our federal government, with due respect, is that it takes them a long period before they take a decision on the matter. We have said this. Some people have been saying it on social media that our president should come up, our president should be talking. Why will you keep quiet? For how long, for how many months have been discussing about this bandit matter that the president just ordered day before yesterday that they should be shot? I didn't see them. Well, Oyenyeye said it 2-3 months ago. That Obasanjo just said it that time. That whoever that they see with anything should shut aside. That's what Obasanjo said that time. And they are taking it up and down. Anytime that you are having issues with all this security problem, it should be handled seriously. The federal government should not be toying with our lives on this security problem. It's a serious thing that must be faced. You know, all these things, we have to give it to our former president, Olusegun Obasanjo. He has said it. All this while that, hey, with the way this thing, yeah, he wrote an open letter to president last week now, telling him that this thing will come out of hand. It's a serious thing. And whether we like it or not, we have to give it to him. He knows the nooks and crannies in Ogun State, in Nigeria, rather. Obasanjo knows everywhere. So it's a serious problem. I think the president should come out of his chair and address the nation and take serious steps. The president should say, see, we have to say state of emergency on our security issue now.
But is it about talking or acting now?
The two. As you are talking, you know, I said it, there was a time I was telling people that, you know, the presence of governor in any area is a threat to all these bandits. Or the presence of president. Because if president says, okay, I want to go to Jangebe in Samfara now. Are you telling me that chief of army staff, commissioner of police in that place, IG will not be there? They will strategize all their men in that place that the president is coming there. So anybody that is saying I am a bandit should wait and allow the president to come and see him. But when the president sits in Nassau Rock, he will not give instruction. He will not act.
He will not act? You can't substantiate that. You can't
okay, he's acting.
You can't substantiate that he's not giving instructions.
Because
he just give a directive.
Yes.
Now. I mean,
Since when?
give a directive.
My point was that, you know, we have to say the facts. That's not the fact we are here. My brother, we have to say the fact. My point was that, why is it now? But this directive ought to have come before now.
Well, you are saying that the directive should have come before now.
Ought to have come before now. We want to appreciate him. We have to appreciate. We want to appreciate him for the fact that he has given this directive now. But why now? The thing is getting out of hand now. Why now? Why is it that when somebody was clamoring for amnesty, that the president will now order such? Why now?
But he has ruled out amnesty for bandits.
He definitely. I think, okay, maybe by the time they even want to even do amnesty in Southwest here too, we should bring ourselves together. We will not call it banditry, so that we look for amnesty.
Well, I feel like
because if they want to turn amnesty to just cheap things like that, it's not done.
Well, you have spoken extensively about, you know, the state governors, you know, coming together, you know, securing the lives and properties in the state.
Yes.
But then, what about the military chiefs, which they are saddled with this responsibility of securing the lives and properties of Nigerians and the Nigerian territory itself? What should they be doing? Because here we're talking about the governors, what the governors should do, community policing, we should do that. But then the military chiefs, that's what
I love your question, my brother. Fantastic question. Don't forget all the security votes were given to the governors, and they are the one to give it out to those military people. However, as you are taking up,
but they do have their own budgets also.
They have, but at least things should be given to them. Frequently. Are you with me? As a military people, their major role is to secure life and property of all the citizens. But they should have, don't forget, I said it that we are not a military system of government, we are in democracy. They should have the full support of the chief security of the state. You know, the governor will say, I am the chief security of this state. So as chief security, you must be ready to work with the militaries. It is true that you are not going to face the front by taking guns or those things. But you must be ready to work with the militaries so that they will carry out all these things. The fact remains that all those governors, you know, I said it, those that are doing fine, we will say it. Those that are not doing fine, we will tell them if they don't know, because no one is an island of knowledge. If they don't know, they will work on it. Are you with me? We mentioned the governor of Borno State, Babangida Zulum. He's doing fine, he almost killed. That time, he's trying his best. Are you with me? All other governors also should emulate that and face this security. You cannot tell me as a sitting governor that you don't know how to handle all these security challenges. Which religion apart, culture apart, ethnic apart, we should first of all protect our lives and properties. There is no religion in the world that will continue preaching, killing each other. They don't do that.
But you're saying that the governor should work with the service chiefs, the military or the military heads in the states. They can't necessarily control them because they do not answer, the military chiefs do not answer to the governors, they answer to the president instead. Okay, take for example what happened in Lagos, the governor saying that, some powers...
Don't go back to that place.
Powers, do you get me? So then how do you expect the governors to be able to, would I say, not necessarily control or order, but then, work with them, seamlessly? Because if a governor were to say that, okay, there's an issue in so place, I need you people to go there. But if the service chiefs think, okay, no, I don't want to go there instead, how do they compel them to do that?
Thank you very much. The thing is very simple. The president is just there. He's just a president of Aso Rock. The governor, yes, let's say you are Mr. John. No, what I'm saying is this, don't misquote me. He is the president of Nigeria.
Yes.
He cannot go to any state now and say, I am in charge of the security of the state. Even if a president is coming to a state, he must seek for the consent of the governor. The security report from the governor must be palatable before the president comes. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying he's not the president of Nigeria.
Okay, so what
I am coming.
But I want you to drive
the police force, the military.
I am coming.
Under the president.
I know, of course. So what I'm bringing out, I want to go to somewhere. That's why I started from that place. What I'm bringing out is that, as you are saying now, that all those security chiefs were reported by, they are to be reporting to the president. Yes, I am now saying that the governor also, they are to have a direct link with the president. That immediately when you talk of security, the governor should just call the president that, Mr. President, instruct your security chiefs now. Something is happening in my state. That is, what I'm saying is that they are to work, when you are talking of security, they are to work hand in hand. It's just because of the fact that they don't want some people to start be selfish about using the military. That is the reason why they are not putting it under state governors, that they put it under federal government. It's good like that. At least that's what we call checks and balances. It's very good. But at the same time, when we talk of security, it must be, nobody is going to wait. As the governor is calling the president should call chief of service chief, the service chief should call IG should call CP should call DPO, everybody. Security lands up. It has to be done. You can see the way I was talking, it pains me. Because we just sit down. Gone are the days that we listen to snake take money in Nigeria, monkey take money in Nigeria, all those things. Now, by the time you are bringing a newspaper in the morning like this, the first thing is that 235 school children has been kidnapped in Jangebe today. The following day, 300 constant students has been kidnapped in Nasarawa. For how long would we do that? What is the meaning? For how long we are going to do that in this same country? At least we have an opportunity to be to all this country. Someone is asking now that even the watchman, that is the security of that school, is most likely to be a bandit, because the security of the school was there when they are bringing bus.
Well, Mr.
Yes, sir.
The federal government is making efforts. I don't also forget the no-fly zone, order in Zamfara State. But anyways, away from that now, I could recall Governor Zulum has hacked federal government to hire mercenaries, seek foreign support to end insurgency.
Yes. That's why I said that's the governor of Borno State. I said it, we have to give it to that man. It's sincerely, well, no one is perfect except Almighty God. But the fact remains that Governor Zulu must show a kind of human feelings. I watched one of his interview one time that he was crying. Why would these people be killing our people? He was crying. Sincerely, I want to support him. If we think at our local level in Nigeria here, we could not get enough machineries to handle these security challenges, then we should contact the international community.
Basically, you say for that state governors could borrow leave from, of course, you've also praised Ogun State Governor,
yes.
Prince Dakwa Abiodun,
yes.
Looking at efforts and strategies here and there, and you've talked about Borno State Governor also. Are you saying that should also emulate?
It should be emulated. That should be emulated. I think, as Governor Zuluma said now, if we cannot have have it done locally here, I think we should contact international communities. We should contact them for support if they are to get all these bandits people for us. You should conduct them because it's getting out of hand, sincerely. It's getting out of hand. Today is Friday now. Before, in the next, I'm not pushing back, I'm not praying for anything. In the next few days, you will hear what will happen again. How will this be continue happening every time? Why would they will now say that, look at, I was watching at Katsina State, those schoolboys, I've forgotten the name of those schoolboys.
The
Kagara schools. When they are bringing those boys back, where have they gotten clothes for those boys? They have given them dandogo, all those dandogo style, with face masks. I was who are you deceiving? That's the fact now. They take away children, school children. After 1 or 2 days, they brought them back. They have gotten good clothes for them. They have given them face mask that they are sitting down like this. What are you talking about? But such should be stopped. Whether it's a stage play, whether it's reality.
Well, that could have been provided by the state governments.
I know.
So,
I know immediately. I know it can be provided by the state governments, but
they spent some days in
I know.
So
they've calculated the boys there. They've measured them before, all this.
Well, I don't know what you are suggesting.
These are presenters. I
don't know what you're suggesting by that particular statement. But then I want to go to community policing a little bit again.
Yes.
About a month or two ago, the Inspector General of Police actually said that vigilante groups are actually not allowed to be carrying firearms. That it is actually illegal. But when we're talking about community policing with the issue on ground right now, don't you think that law should be reversed, or it should still be enforced? Because yes, we do have vigilante groups that right now are carrying firearms, but then the IG is saying that they shouldn't be carrying firearms at all, that it is illegal. Do you think the legislative arm of the government, federal government, on the federal level, they should look into changing that particular law, or it should remain that way? Vigilante groups shouldn't be carrying firearms at all.
Well, thank you very much for that question. My own is that, I said it, we are in the democratic system of government, where all those things have to pass across stages. For vigilant group to be carrying firearms, I think if such should happen, it should be properly being in the law. It should be enacted. Are you with me? We have to, despite the fact that we are saying our federal government is not doing fine, they know bandits, they are just either stage playing or reality. We should say the reality. The IG has said the right thing. They are not to be going with firearms because, according to the IG, they may not have the enough training of how to handle arms. But at the same time, whether we like it or not, they are the one that is helping the security in the country because they live with people. They know where to touch. Are you with me? And when they know them, you cannot go and arrest someone that has AK-47 with just a plank at hand. Look at it, my brother. Someone that has AK-47, you want to go and arrest that person, you are just going with a plank. Everybody is not like Sunday Igboho, with due respect to him. Are you with me? So the fact remains that they should be allowed to carry arms for now. They should be allowed to carry arms. And the vigilant groups should please try they should pass the bill to the National Assembly for them to be properly accredited or enacted into the law. So that because we cannot do without them. They are really helping the security in the country. They are really helping. I watch it, this social media has really helped a lot. Before Sunday, and other people went to this Igon side, the vigilant group, they went into the bush and started looking for all these kidnappers and herdsmen there. They are there. They are working. The Obas, they acknowledge them. All those things. So they should, if the law is yet to be enacted, it should be done. It should be done.
We talked about the vigilantes now,
yes.
But that's not new. Don't you think we should be talking more about state policing, if that could come on board? Because community policing is not new, somewhat.
Yes, it's not new. But what we are talking about is that they should be allowed to work effectively. They should be allowed to work effectively. That's a fact. They should allow them to work with those people in the system, so that to help all these things. For instance, if such is in the northern part of the country, all these bandits, they ought to have gotten them because they move closer to the people. Even if they ask police to go to a certain community, look at it at Yewa side now. they were included. The one JSIS that President Abiodun did in Ogun State. Those vigilants and the internal people, they were included because they are the one that knows all the looks and cleanings of the areas. The CP from Elewero here cannot just go to Ojadon in the Yewa side and be saying, or go to Owode side and be saying, okay, where? They will work with those people that will take them to all the nooks and crannies in there. So that's the situation of things. If the law has not, because you know, we have to take everything according to the law. If law has not allowed them to be taking harms, they should apply, they should request for this. It should be taken to the National Assembly for them to be properly done there. Because we need it. We need it. At least if they cannot give us state policing, as we are talking about it, if we are still managing those ones to protect ourselves, it's still okay.
Well, many thanks, Mr. RAHMON. OYENEYE.
OLU-OYENEYE.
Voilà. Pardon, public analyst. Yes, we have to round off for this segment, but we'll be back shortly for the second part of our discussion segment.
Thank you.